Thank you for watching our presentation about custom paperless report writing. This presentation is brought to you by DRV Technologies, an IBM business partner and developers of Flex Tools. Today we'll continue our conversation about paperless reports and look at custom report writing to easily extract reports from IBM databases with digital output to get the data you need in the formats that you want. In our previous webinars, we discussed the advantages of evolving to paperless reporting to move away from manual, labor-intensive, paper-based workflow. Paperless reporting with electronic distribution and archiving reduces printing and distribution costs, delivering critical data in real time. This graphic illustrates the evolutionary process management to ease into paperless output. Today, we'll discuss report writing, extracting data from IBM database files directly to PDF and Excel. Now, report writing is not new, but traditional solutions have been hard to use and expensive. DBX Flex is the newest member of our Flex Tools family and is part of that paperless evolution, allowing you to bypass the printed page with custom reports that output directly to digital formats. DBX Flex is an easy-to-use alternative to expensive, complicated, or obsolete report writers for the IBM I, I-Series, and AS400. In past sessions, we defined some IBM terminology relative to printing reports. When you enter data in your core application, it could be customer data, inventory, account information, whatever you're tracking, it stores that information in a database file. When you want that data in a report, your application program will create a printer file that goes to an AlCue, where an active print writer handles the communication between the system and the printer. Now, the format of that report is controlled by the program that generated. So, for example, a record may wrap from one line to the next because the page width is too small to fit all that data on a single line. So it word wraps. Unfortunately, there's very little you can do unless you have our ReportFlex spool file reformatter or you have the ability to make programming changes, but many organizations don't have the source code, and let alone programmers. With a report writer, you never print the data to a spool file, so you can circumvent those print file limitations and extract it directly to Excel and PDF. This is what we call born digital. Here's that example. It's a typical report with lots of data with records spilling over from one line to the next. Some even wrap over to multiple lines. Now, if I tried to convert this into Excel, you couldn't sort it because the data would be completely jumbled. It would require a ton of time to cut and paste each word-wrapped line to the previous record so you have one record per line. A better alternative would be to avoid the limitations of the spool file width and just go straight to digital. Now, if I had taken this particular report to a spool file, it would have been approximately 390 characters wide, which is beyond IBM's limitation for a spool file width, so I couldn't have done it anyway. You can get a lot more data correctly lined up this way. Your reports are cleaner, and they're in a format you can use. Well, let's see how you'd go about doing this. We're going to set up a query using DBX Flex Report Writer and see just how easy it can be. First, I'm going to take option 1 to work with DBX Flex. To create a new query, I would hit F6, but since I've already set one up, I can just put a 2 on it to edit it, and we'll look at the parameters I've set up. The first thing I set up was a description, so I know what this query is. Next, I'm going to specify the database file that I want to extract to Excel. Now, if you're like me, you may not know the name of this database file, but fortunately, with DBX Flex, you can hit F4 and prompt for a list of database files that you're authorized to. Then you select the one you want, it populates the field, and you're off to the races. Next, you can select which records you want. In this case, I want all of the records in the database file. But you may want to be more selective to have a smaller report, more concise and specific to your requirements. So you could use logic to pull only those records that meet certain search criteria. For example, a date range or some other value. I'm selecting star all to pull all the records. Next, you can select which data fields that you want to appear in the report. Now you can extract all of the database fields, data fields that as you can see I'm doing here, or you can just select the ones you want, and you can even control the order in which the fields are going to be displayed by changing these sequence numbers. I'm not making any changes. I'm just hitting F9 to select all and hit enter. Now you would select the output type. Do you want to extract to a CSV file, to a PDF, or to an Excel spreadsheet? Now a lot of our clients are confused. What's the difference between a CSV file and Excel? Simply put, when you extract to CSV, you have very few formatting options. And with Excel, you can add color, automatic column width sizing, conditional coloring, and more. That's what we want. We want it just to be a nice, simple spreadsheet. Next, I'm going to give the file a name, and you can tell it where you want to save it. It could be saved to a directory in the IFS or in QDLS in a shared folder, or to a folder on a network server for company-wide access. You can even add variables if you want to provide intelligent dynamic naming and archiving. If you want, you can also add or customize the column headings. You can sort data. You can change edit codes, change justification left, right, or centered, change the font, even the color. If you want even more formatting controls, you can hit F8 to change things like page orientation and freezing rows so the header appears at the top. You can add conditional color highlighting for business intelligence. Even customize your report headings. Again, I'm just racing through. I just want to get a report, so I'm going to hit enter and save this query. Next, I can manually run the extraction. Or, since it's a saved query, I can add it to an automated routine. But let's go ahead and just run it manually. I now have the option to just hit enter and it'll run. Or I could change at this point to a different DBX or a database file, or even change runtime values if I wanted to use a different date range or something like that. When I hit enter, it's going to create my file. This one was saved in our IFS in a directory. When I click on it, there it is. I can use Windows Navigator to explore to it, and there's my data in real time. Now, when I created this, I wasn't explaining each screen. So creating the query actually took less than 90 seconds. And now it's reproducible. I can use it over and over again anytime I want that report. So once you've created the query, you can use it the way I just did, manually, or you could add the API to a CL program, or better yet, automate it using the Sentry, which is our job scheduler that's built into the software. You can automatically run queries for you at any time. You can schedule it to run in the middle of the night, like right after nightly updates. Now, what about other formats? Maybe you want to output to PDF. In this case, what I did is I just copied the query I had created previously and just changed the output type. Now, it's still going to pull from the same database file. It's going to still pull the same records, and it's still going to pull the same data field. So none of that's changed. The only thing that's changing is the output type. You still have formatting options, PDF formatting options. We can sort, change column width, and with advanced formatting, you can change the orientation, color highlighting, report summary. You can even add graphics. Now in this case, when I convert it, I'm just converting it plain Jane. As you can see, this is a simple PDF, that same data we had seen just a moment ago in a spreadsheet. It's a text searchable PDF document. You can zoom, display to have a single page maximized, etc. Now if I wanted to add advanced formatting, you can add, as I mentioned, color and graphics and really spruce it up. This is the same report, and DBX Flex has applied a graphic, which includes, as you see, logos and header and footer information, as well as its simulating green bar here. It looks pretty nice. It certainly doesn't look like it came off of an AS400, but it did. As you can see, it's really simple to get IBM reports directly into PDF and Excel using DBX Flex. In fact, if you wanted more complex reports, you can link multiple database files together to pull details from related but distinctly separate database files for a more complete picture and better business intelligence. With paperless reports, electronic copies can be stored on a file server for easy company-wide access, which eliminates the need for hard copy filing cabinets. You can store files in directories in the IFS, in shared folders in QDLS, but the preferred method is to push files to something like a Windows server. Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons, including the fact that shared folders have an 8-character naming limitation. It's just considered obsolete. It's slower to retrieve files from them, and if you have a saved folder on the server, a Windows server, for example, it's easy to include your reports in a nightly backup. So it just makes good sense. Files created by DBXFlex are text searchable, and you can quickly locate them, locate them using something as simple as Windows Explorer. You can even key in search tags to locate specific files that you're looking for. And you can quickly retrieve them with just a few mouse clicks. Now, archiving this way traditionally required expensive proprietary document management solutions where you had to index fields, output to TIFF files, and these are good, but they're proprietary, they're expensive, and it may be overkill for your needs. Now, this webinar series has been dedicated to discussing the evolution process to move away from paper-based manual report processing to a cleaner, more efficient way to deliver data to the people who need it in a paperless report in the formats that they want. It also reduces your carbon footprint. These steps can be implemented quickly and easily. My recommendations: start with converting paperless reports. Eliminate paper. Add automation next, so reports are delivered without human intervention. Throw in custom report writing and you have a winning paperless report system. The next logical step is then to tie all this in with electronic forms to replace paper-based document management as well. Not sure where to turn? DRV can help. We happen to have solutions that fulfill each step of this process. Step 1, paperless report conversion can be provided with SpoolFlex eDelivery. SpoolFlex is an easy-to-use, off-the-shelf software that converts IBM I reports to digital formats, including spreadsheets and PDF. The base component, the eDelivery module, converts spool files, that would be your legacy spool files, to Excel, PDF, Word, CSV, text, and more. This is a great place to start. In Phase 2, automating the paperless report distribution, you can add SpoolFlex Advanced Utilities, which provides address books, rules for distribution, and a job scheduler that allows you to monitor your outqueues and automate the eDelivery module to convert paperless reports and deliver them to the people that need them in real time without lifting a finger. As we just showed you, DBXFlex is a query and report writing tool for IBM I, allowing you to bypass the limits of the printed page with custom report writing directly to digital formats. DBXFlex is an easy-to-use alternative to expensive, complicated, or obsolete report writers for the IBM system. And finally, FormFlex software replaces expensive pre-printed forms with electronic laser forms, with logos, barcodes, lines, and boxes printing with spool data in a single pass from the IBM I to any HP-compatible laser printer or to PDF, and distributed by email and eFax. Archived copies can be searched, viewed, and retrieved without leaving your desk. Our next webinar will discuss FormFlex in greater detail. If you're ready to take a closer look and see paperless reporting for yourself, we offer a free, no-obligation 15-day trial so you can test the software in your own environment with your own data with no heavy used car salesman breathing down your neck. You can decide for yourself if it's right for you. It takes about 10 minutes to install the software, and in less than 30 minutes you can be emailing paperless reports in Excel and PDF. If you like to do things yourself, we have documentation available in our online library so you can learn the software during the trial. And you can go through tutorials, manuals, even how-to videos to show you step-by-step how to use our software. Better yet, we provide unlimited free technical support throughout the free trial, designed to help you set up and use the software in your environment. DRV is a different kind of software company. We answer the phones with live people, not voicemail. We work with you to answer your questions and to help you quickly determine how the software works and whether it does what you want to do. All of our support and development are right here in our corporate headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia, so you don't get bounced from one person to another reading scripts and telling you to reboot your system. You get answers. This is a partial listing of some of our customers. You may recognize some of these names. Our customers range from small family-owned businesses to Fortune 100 international corporations. So whether your business is finance, manufacturing, distribution, or even a government agency, our FlexTools family of paperless report management solutions can help streamline the way you manage your IBM data. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like a closer look or more information about paperless reporting or any of our other applications, including electronic document output management and system monitoring, we're available at the number shown here. We'd love to help you move forward with a more efficient paperless reporting system. Thank you again.